So the real truth is a lot of really sexist things happened to me and in front of me. And living in a slightly bubbled world of academia or as a writer, I had never really been in the working world. I had never known what it was like to sit in a room full of men who are making decisions or trying to schedule a meeting or trying to make decisions out in the world. And it was so fascinating to me the way in which patriarchy can kind of manifest itself in those very micro moments. And this book was basically an elaborate revenge fantasy.
Then you kind of did a handbrake turn and went somewhere completely else with The Startup Wife. And people did not expect the book that you wrote. What got into you?
I ask myself that sometimes too, and we talked about this a lot. So I was on the board of a startup company that was founded by my husband for 10 years. And I attended a lot of board meetings and investment pitches, and I sort of got to participate as a fly on the wall in this world that was totally alien to me, because previous to that I had been an academic and then I had been a writer. And so the real truth is a lot of really sexist things happened to me and in front of me. And living in a slightly bubbled world of academia or as a writer, I had never really been in the working world. I had never known what it was like to sit in a room full of men who are making decisions or trying to schedule a meeting or trying to make decisions out in the world. And it was so fascinating to me the way in which patriarchy can kind of manifest itself in those very micro moments. And this book was basically an elaborate revenge fantasy. So I thought, anytime something happened to me, I thought, I'm going to write that down. You're going to regret saying that to me. And then of course I wrote this novel, and then I as soon as I written it, I deeply regretted it, because I thought, this is going to be terrible for my career. No one will ever take me seriously again. There are too many jokes. There are too many references to sex. It's just going to be terrible. And I still haven't really decided whether it was a good idea or not. But it was really fun having being able to sort of embody that sort of fantasy that I had about, writing about this corporate world that I had suddenly, had a seat at the table at.
It's been hailed as a trenchant portrait of high-tech America's frat boy misogyny. And you skewer that amazing, and it's so funny. But there's also, you're also vulnerable, and I should say the character of Asha, because that's a mistake I shouldn't have made. But the character of Asha really opens herself to vulnerability as an immigrant, as a woman of colour, operating in that world. So this is the woman who has coded a new social media platform to rival, and I quote, Jesus Christ and Mark Zuckerberg. The thing just starts to go completely crazy. But there's an extraordinary moment that I've picked upon just before the whole system takes off, before it goes really, really crazy, where Asha and some friends are there's a couple of them, at a Girls Who Boss networking night. And I loved this scene because they're talking about, being boss bitch, being a badass, and yet the things that hold you back, and what is the thing that how complicit can you be? As Asha says, who wants to be the uptight girl who makes everyone shush the minute she walks into the room? We feel like we have to bro it up with the other guys. We want to be on the inside. We want to hang. We want to win. So she has to tread that compromise.
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes when I speak to rooms full of female founders or women in technology, and they say, what can we do about bro culture? And obviously I don't have the answer to that, because I'm just a very, very small part of this very big world. But I have, one of the things that I sometimes suggest is a lot of things happen and then we just kind of laugh them off. Those moments of sexism that you witness, and you don't want to be the person who's like, that was really rude, or why did you say that? And we don't call things out because it's awkward. And even making it normal, or normalizing calling things out for what they are, or saying, I know you didn't mean that, when you just asked me where my kids were for the 10th time in the day, as if I had left them on the street because I came to do my job. So I think that's Asha's dilemma. Does she want to be the outspoken, powerful woman that she knows she can be, or does she want to win? Does she want to participate in the game enough so that people don't really notice that she's a woman and they kind of let her win just, because she sort of got away with it?
If you've enjoyed the conversation that you just heard, do subscribe to our channel for much more.